Hi, Chris with Patch. I'm here with Mayor Josh Schlicher. We're just talking about what's going on in Marietta this week.
Right, yeah.
So you just got back from vacation?
Yeah.
Good to have you back.
Thank you, yeah. Took a little vacation with the family, and it was relaxing, and now we're back to work. So.
Right, absolutely. So you said there's some updates on the Washington Street Playground?
Yeah, we've had a little delay there, and probably the public's probably interested in what's going on there with that. We did secure a archaeological company to do the work there for us. We don't anticipate finding anything.
Right. Because the issue is possibly Native American remains or artifacts, right?
Correct.
Because the library is on a mound, as it were.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, we just
sensitive.
Sure.
Yes.
It's a sensitive area. Like I said, we don't anticipate finding anything, but if we do, we will have the proper professional staff there to handle that and make the correct reports and the findings and everything to the state. Most of that area has been disturbed in the past, and most of it's been filled where we're working, so we don't think there's anything in the immediate area. But if there is, we will take the special protocol that they put together for us, and we'll make it work.
That's good to hear. So we're still on track to have this playground finished by the beginning of the school year?
Right. Yeah, we're going to start pouring concrete for the new basketball court in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then there's going to be some filled dirt brought in, and some dozing, and some final grade put on where the old court was, because then we have the equipment from the Harbor School that's going to come over, and then the new equipment that we've got on order, it's going to be put in probably towards the beginning to second weekend in August. So we're going to be wrapping it up right before school comes into session. But we've had some logistical issues there, and some manufacturing slowdowns there. So
sure, that seems to be a problem that's going around.
That's nationwide or global.
Yeah. So you said you've also got some numbers for the cleanup. We had 2 weekends of cleanup in Marietta.
Yep.
So
yeah, both of them were successful. We had only Marietta residents disposing of items. We had roughly 400 cubic yards of waste brought in those 4 days.
That's a lot.
So that's a lot. Yeah, that's about. Well, we were using 2 40-yard and 1 30-yard dumpsters, so that was pretty much filling all 3 of them each day. And so we think that was a great turnout.
Were you over full like some of those days?
Yeah, we actually Rumpke, we coordinated with them.
Yeah.
We couldn't get enough boxes or dumpsters from them because of the demand right now that they've got. So we were given the 3, the 240s and the 30, and we made it work. But there were some days where we had overflow, and then we just brought in our crews, and once Rumpke pulled the boxes out, we were able to fill them up and get everything cleaned up. So it wasn't a problem. We just managed it a little bit better. It wasn't. In the past, we've had just a free-for-all for everybody to come, and it just got out of control. This was more coordinated, planned, managed, and staffed during the times that we were there. So we appreciate everybody's cooperation. We're going to do it again.
Okay.
And
not this summer, though, right?
Well, if we do it again, it'll be towards the fall of this year.
Oh, okay. Maybe you're going to do another one this year.
Might do another one.
Oh, okay.
We feel the needs there, and the demand is there. So we're definitely looking at doing it again.
Yeah.
It is taxpayer funded. We're taking the money out of Slum and Blight.
Okay.
So we're going to spread the costs out with that, but we just think it's a great program, and we're going to continue with it.
Perfect. Okay, and you're suing for the River Trail.
Right.
So just for anybody who's not familiar, the River Trail was a big project, and then it all collapsed, and now it's shut down. It took out a sewer line, is that right?
Right. Collapsed our main 30-inch sewer line that feeds most of Norwood.
Yeah.
And Broughton Foods and everything up in that area, the industry park.
You have a workaround pump right now.
We've been bypassing that for over a year now.
So
we've incurred a lot of costs on it.
So you're suing the engineers of the project, is that correct?
Right. Yeah, we found out through when we had our engineering team, the forensic engineers that came in and analyzed everything. We found out that they had flawed data, that they designed it based on flawed data, and so really there's two companies involved in it that that fault.
Okay.
And it took a while to get everything worked out
Sure.
because of the legalities of it, but
So they should have made sure that the data was proper, is what you're saying, is the argument that the city's making, right?
Right.
They should have made sure that they didn't, that the data wasn't,
Right.
they didn't use the data that they used. Is that
yeah,
fair
well,
to say?
basically, yeah. We had one company do geo work, which is, they did some borings and
Sure.
things. So they didn't have the proper data that they used to then give to the design firm that designed the wall that held held the sewer line and the section of the path together. So when the wall was built incorrectly, when it started moving, and then it took everything, crushed the sewer line, and so we pretty much were stuck with the bill, and we've got substantial money in that right now, of city money, just with the bypassing of the sewer line. We figured out it's actually more feasible and less expensive to put in a lift station and another line underneath Duck Creek and run it down to our other lift station than it is to repair that sewer line.
Oh wow, so it's just going to stay like
we're
that.
going to abandon that old line and build a new. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not going to be open anytime soon. We don't see it opening this year. We don't see it probably opening next year.
Wow, it's going to be shut down that long?
Yeah, by the time we get through everything, and we get a contractor in there to make the repairs and get it opened back up,
Yeah.
it's going to be.
Because I saw part of the retaining wall down there is went. So are you guys going to fix the you would have to
Yeah.
fix the retaining wall, and that doesn't look like a small.
No, that's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to remove so much then to start repairing. So.
Yeah. I'll put a link to the story I did with Councilman Scales in this,
Oh, yeah.
so that they
Yeah,
can,
exactly.
anybody who wants to know. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, that's well.
So it's a shame, but that's the situation.
So
we're in.
$200,000 about, is that right?
Well, it's a lot more than that.
Right, but the lawsuit, the amount that you're filing for damages, did I read correctly, or are you suing for more than that?
I'm not exactly sure that the figure that we're suing for, but
Okay.
we've got a lot more than that in
Yeah.
just attorney fees and
Sure.
engineering and bypass pumping and everything. Like
Yeah.
that. So it's in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands, and it'll probably be. We'll probably not recoup. I should say we probably won't. It's going to be a challenge to recoup every single cent that we
Yeah.
need to, but we feel that we did nothing wrong.
Right.
We opened it up. We were the ones that we put everything together with engineering, but ODOT, it was an ODOT project. There was a lot of design and
Sure.
everybody involved in it. So it's a complex problem.
Gotcha. But you got people on it, you're working on
Right.
it. Okay, so we also have the traffic signals.
Yeah, most of the infrastructure has been put in place for that, and we got a lot of programming still to do, a lot of final connections to make. Our staff, we have two guys in the public works department that have been trained on the new equipment and the use and all that. So once all the programming and everything's done and everything's working and we get the bugs worked out of everything, just like everything else, there's always going to be
Sure.
some little problems we got to tweak and take care of. But we anticipate the flow of traffic being much better, being safer.
What's the date on that?
We hope in the next 2 to 3 weeks everything's.
Oh, really?
finished,
2 to
yeah.
3 weeks,
ODOT's
hopefully.
putting a punch list together, and so everything should be.
So you guys are getting close to the end on that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they were by the end of June. They were to have all the main fiber and everything run, cabinets and all that stuff done. So now it's just fine tuning the equipment that's there. So,
Cool.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Awesome.
And I know the public's going to.
Oh yeah,
enjoy,
it's gonna be appreciated.
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know personally.
Right. That's right.
So Bully Building.
Yeah.
It's been burned down, or it's been a shell of a burnt down building for a while.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately, that was December, I think, was when that caught fire. That's one of our old historic buildings in downtown. We hate to see it demolished, but it is scheduled to be demolished. And
do you know when it's going to be torn down?
I don't know the exact date.
Okay, but it's soon?
Soon.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, it was not only a shame for that, but you know, the Boley family and the losing their business and everything there. And I know they've had a lot of months to clean up and trying to go through what they could salvage, and so.
What was the cause of the fire? Do you know?
I don't know that.
Or was it accidental?
I don't know
Okay.
that. Yeah, for sure. I'd get that from the fire department.
Sure.
So, you know, whatever we can do for them, we
Sure.
will. And
Yeah.
we wish them the best in the future. If they intend to rebuild, so
Yeah.
we wish them the best there. We will help them out however we can in the future.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that they're rebuilding. That's all I have. Is there anything else?
No, there's a lot of projects still in the works, but we'll get to that in future weeks. So appreciate you coming in.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you.